Hello, good morning, everybody, especially to my subscribers. Yes, we're gonna talk about my recommended gear setup to have a best sounding metal tone. So, from the guitar to the effects and to the amp. So, I want to discuss on my personal tips, and this is as per my experience, but this is subjective. But of course, for how many years that I've been searching my best guitar tone and my setup, so far, uh, just nowadays I'm confident on sharing my ideas and my experiences. So let's start off. Of course, the most important gear that you must have is the guitar. For the guitar, like this one, um, my guitar is an LTD H-1001 Deluxe. So, and by the way, these tips are meant to be for the advanced or professional metal guitarists that has enough sources, because budget here is not an issue. Means that you can afford to spend the most for your gear. So this is not for the beginners, this is not for the bang for the buck metal guitar setup, but we don't consider that one for this video. We don't talk about budget here, we have open budget for this example. So first, for the guitar, as you can see, I have the LTD Deluxe. Of all the guitars that I have in my life, so far this is the best guitar that I ever acquired. This is, for me, this is the top of the line, one of the top of the line of the LTD brand. So it has EMG 8185 combination active pickups. So the guitar itself, the specs are so very good. I think it's a mahogany body with a maple top, and I think the fingerboard is, I'm not sure if it's ebony. This is a very old guitar, I think it's already 13 years old, but yeah, I really love the sound of this guitar. As you can see, it has a very solid body. So invest on a high spec guitar as much as possible. So for example, for the Schecter brand, I would like to recommend those Hellraiser or Signature series, like the Keith Merrow line and some other Schecter endorsers. Yeah, like PRS, Epiphone. The list that you have is you must have the Epiphone standard. Yes, invest on your axe. It's the very first thing to have a great metal tone. And then for the tuners of this guitar, it has the ESP proprietary locking tuners. It's all stock, no upgrades happening yet, but as you can see, I removed the knobs because when I play, it will disturb, and sometimes the volume will be turned off. Yeah, it feels so premium. Even though you toggle the blade switch, you can feel it. The guitar is a high quality. So first, invest a very high end guitar. Then next, so what we have here is my pedal board. First, you need to have a tuner, of course, a noise suppressor, an overdrive tube screamer, and the main distortion. And of course, I have here the delay and the flanger and the optional ABY switch. First off, you need to have a good quality tuner, but this one is just a very cheap tuner. I would love to recommend those Polytune, the Boss tuner, those expensive tuners. Soon I would really want to have those. And next, when playing the metal music, but by the way, let's talk about the pickups. Of course, it must be a humbucker pickups. I would not recommend a single coil for metal. It sounds very light, very thin, not good for heavy music, and the feedback or the hum is very strong. So use the humbucker. You can use also Seymour Duncan Blackouts, Fishman Fluence pickups. Yeah, those are great pickups, but you can still use the passive pickups as long as it is a humbucker pickups. Okay, going back to my pedals. So invest yourself a noise suppressor. This one I used Boss NS2, and some are using ISP decimator. That one is also very good. And there's a 14 Zool. I think it's a 14 Zool. Yes, please invest a high quality, high end noise suppressor. Do not use those mini pedals noise suppressor. I have a bad experience for that one. Next, yes, the tube screamer that I'm using. This is a Maxon OD808 overdrive. So many bands in the USA are using this overdrive pedal. I think Trivium and Killswitch Engage. So it's like a clean. I'm using this one as a clean boost. There are also other brands like the Ibanez TS9. There is also the Boss Boss SD1. There's also the Horizon Devices Precision Drive. That one, I really recommend that overdrive boost pedal. It has many functions. But for now, I'm using the Maxon OD808. I think it's already good tube screamer, and it is more brighter than the TS9, but this is subjective. It depends on your personal preference. But for me, this is it fits my my style of tone. Next, and by the way, yes, I would not recommend mini pedals for the noise suppressor, the overdrive, and the distortion. Please do not use mini pedals for these three pedals. These are very critical pedals. You must invest a high-end quality and a normal size pedals, because in my experience, mini pedals sounds also mini to me. yeah, please have your comments below if you don't agree to my uh, principle or my theory. Okay, moving on to the distortion pedal. So this one is a Blackstar HD metal. It has a valve in it, and it sounds like a tube amplifier. It's not like digital sounding or solid state sounding. Yes, so far of the many distortion pedals that I have tried, I think this is the best distortion pedal ever that I owned. We have two switches. You can use the channel 2 as the boost for your solos. It has 3-band EQ. By the way, for the distortion pedals, please buy or select those that have 3-band EQ, low, mid, and high knobs, so that you can dial up your best tone that you want. Or if not, you can add an equalizer, or yes, EQ pedal. Again, EQ pedal, please invest on the high-end EQ pedals. Next is the amplifier, but mine here is a solid state 30 watts Marshall. It's only good for practicing, but soon I have a plan to purchase the head and the cab Bugera brand or PV5150. Tube amp is the most recommended amplifier for metal. And when you plug in your distortion pedal, so you must try inputting it in the front end or using the return FX loop return of the amplifier. So there's a big difference in using the FX loop and the input of the preamp of the amplifier. Yes, when selecting the amplifier, you must have of course, the 3-band EQ also. Also, good quality cables. Yes, this is a Fender California cable, very old but very durable. Invest a very high-end guitar cable like this. Do not use those generic cables that are including with your guitar, including it's a package generic cable. Do not use that one. Invest yourself a very good high-end quality cable. And what else? Of course, a pedal board. Invest yourself with the pedal board because it will reduce the time during the setup, and also when you're done with your set, you can quickly get out of the stage. And what else? Of course, to have a good metal sound, you need to practice. And practice using the metronome. And always practice, never ending practice. Based on my skills, I'm not yet really that very good, but I'm soon to have a plan to enroll in a guitar lesson. I think that's all of my topic for this video. I hope I can help you with your with this kind of setup. And also when you during the live performances, when you are setting up, control the volume of your control the volume, also the EQ of your guitar tone, because you must not clash with the EQ spectrum of the bass. So focus on the, I think, in the mids and the highs, because that is the portion of the guitars. So for the lower EQ, leave it to the bass. It is the room for the bass. And when you try to listen with the amp, you should be listening at the front of the amp, because the sound or the quality of the EQ of the amp will depend on where did you stand at the position of the amplifier. If you are standing near the amplifier, it will be bassy tone. So you must listen and stay in the front and do your tweaking of the EQ while facing the amp speakers. Yes, and also for the distortion, do not as much as possible, please do not give very high gain, smallest gain as possible, so that the tone of the guitar will ring out clearly and it's not very muddy. It will make your tone so nice to hear. Yeah, that's it. That is my setup. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and comment and like and share the video. Thank you so much for listening, guys. See you next video.